Hello and welcome to a new podcast that I decided to start. This podcast is called Talking with F, where we talk about anything and everything you want to talk about. We won't be talking about any specific subjects, just current events, what's happening in the world, and what we can do to make it better. Now, the main reason why I've decided to start this podcast is, well, currently, as you know, we're all in quarantine because of the corona, and I've just been bored as fuck, to be honest. Just been sat on my ass all day doing absolutely nothing. So I decided, you know what, I'm good at chatting a little bit of shit. Why don't I chat shit into a microphone and upload it to the internet? I mean, that's what everyone's doing nowadays. Seems like the most popular choice. So hence, here I am with this brand new podcast. I'll try uploading it to YouTube at the moment. Sorry, I will be putting it on YouTube at the moment. I'll see what other places I can put it onto. I'm kind of new to this whole podcast world. I mean, I do listen to quite a few podcasts in both the UK and America. Um, so I'm not really, well, I don't really know where and how to put this podcast out. So I'll start with YouTube, see how it goes there. I've made my YouTube channel, which this is on right now, called Talking with F, as you can see. Subscribe and like the video, and in your comments let me know what you think of the podcast, what you want me to talk about, what improvements you'd like to see, and I'll take none of that shit on board because I'll just do whatever the fuck I want. Um, that's what this is going to be about. So let's just start off by talking about the coronavirus that's come out. Um, as you know, it started last year in China, um, and because of their politics over there, where they suppress information, it took quite a long time for it to come to the UK. Well, the information to come to the world, and then by the time that China did tell the rest of the world that, you know, here guys, we've actually got an outbreak of a new virus, it was already too late. It'd been spread all over the world, um, which is kind of a shitty thing, to be honest. I mean, you know, the politics over there are so shit for that, well, to let that happen. They did have that doctor as well. I don't remember his name, but it was that one Chinese doctor who basically informed the government that, you know, that he was seeing cases of a new virus coming out. And what did they do to him? They basically came over to him, threatened him, and told him to sign a waiver form stating that he was just chatting shit about the whole thing, and make it go away. And then when people did find out about the virus, not just in China but throughout the whole world, you know, they were angry at the government. They were like, why did you listen to this Chinese doctor who told you about it many months ago? Which, if you think about it, could have really helped with the whole situation and stopped any of this getting out. They could have contained it in China and it wouldn't have reached the world. And what happens to that doctor? He ends up dying of the virus. To be honest, I don't really believe that. You know, with the amount of information they suppress, um, he could have just been he could have just been killed. That's what I think. It could have just happened like that. But let's talk about what's happening now. I mean, just in a couple of weeks, our whole lives have changed. We're all in lockup. You know, we have to stay inside. We can only go outside for essential things. So that's to, you know, go and get some food, medicine. And the funniest thing is, like, they said that we can have one form of exercise a day outside. It reminds me a little bit of prison. Although I've never been in prison myself, you know, you see in movies all the time where a person's locked up in a cell for 23 hours a day, and for 1 hour they're allowed outside to do some exercise. Um, but then again, I mean, it is there to help us and hopefully get rid of this coronavirus as soon as possible. But one thing that does piss me off is like people not taking it seriously. I mean, you know, the government said over and over again that the quicker we adhere to the rules that they've set out to us, so the quicker we follow the rules, and stay inside. Don't keep our social distancing. Don't meet up with friends. Don't go out for any non-essential stuff. The quicker we'll be able to get over this. But still, every time you put on the news, there's police reports of people going outside, having barbecues, chilling with people, going to parties, and you just think to yourself, like, what the fuck? Like, just stay inside. The quicker, the quicker we listen to the government, and the more we stick to the rules and stay inside for the time that they're giving us, the quicker this whole thing will go away. Which, I think, like, why don't people just understand that? Like, why don't they just get that? Like, I know you want to go outside and chill and meet up with your boys and, do whatever you used to do back in the days, but it's only going to keep, the quarantine's only going to keep going much longer and longer because people aren't listening to it. If you listen to what the government says and actually stay inside, then, we can hopefully, some of these restrictions can be lifted and they can hopefully start letting us out, doing more social things. I know it can be kind of dead to stay inside every day and only go outside for a few hours, and sometimes not even that. Like, you just have your little exercise outside and then come back inside, and it can weigh on your mind, and you can think, fuck, I'm just locked up all day inside the house doing nothing. But the way I see it is just catch up on TV series that you want to catch up on, read a book, do some exercise at home. There's a plenty of things that we can do. We're really in a good position right now that, if you think about it, to be honest, that we've got like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. We've got so many like different methods of entertainment. We can go on gaming. We can put our PS4s on, Xboxes and such, and play games. Watch YouTube, watch whatever TV series that we want to do. So ideally, we're in a really blessed place to feel entertained. Like, we shouldn't really be having any issues with, oh, I'm bored and I've been inside all the time. Like, I totally get like the social aspect of it. Like, you want to go outside and meet up with your friends. But like, imagine if this was 30 years ago and the only form of entertainment you had was your TV. Like, you'd have your internet, but that'd be slow as fuck. So you wouldn't really be able to watch anything on there. And, you know, what would you do then? It'd be much, much more worse. So we should feel blessed that we got much more forms of entertainment out right now. Like, the main thing I do is, like, I'll just watch some Netflix. There's quite a few TV series that I was watching before, and I'll just try to catch up on those. The good thing is that we've got so much content out there that we could keep entertained for a really, really long ass time, and that's a really good thing. And plus, you know, I know that every day that you put the news on, there's this whole, corona this, corona that, is killing this many people, they've got infected, we're running out of hospital spaces, such and such. Which, to be honest, I think the news is wrong to do that. Like, they shouldn't be really putting a negative spin on everything all the time. Like, I know that negative spin sells because if you open the news, well, if you open a newspaper up online and the headlines like, oh, so many people are dead, you're going to think, shit. You're going to want to click on it just to find out the most updated information, where those deaths happened, how they happened, if there's anything near you, and that puts you in a panic state as well, which to me thinks, like, I think about it, well, the more I think about it, I think, the the news corporations, they shouldn't be really doing that. Like, why are they fear mongering people? Ideally, they should be, instilling hope in people. Like, I know it's a bad thing that's happening right now, and I know, you have to report on the facts, so they have to tell the facts, like, this many people are infected, and this many people have died, and the current situation of everything. But every time you put the news on, there's always a negative thing that's coming on. Like, why can't it be anything positive messages, like, about how this whole coronavirus has brought communities together? Like, we've seen how resilient and helpful the NHS staff are. Like, how much of a, you know big, like, a really, really big thing our hospital system is, like, how much it's helping us with this coronavirus. Like, before we wouldn't really take into consideration, you know, hospital staff, they're on minimum wage, especially our nurses. They don't get paid as much. They just live day by day on the wage that they get. And now that something like this has happened, it just makes you think that, they've really come through. They're putting in the overtime. They're really helping out people, to get better. To be honest, they're putting their own lives at risk to help us out, which should really make you thankful of the hospital system that we've got in place in the UK. And it's all for free. That's the main thing. It's free. Like in certain countries, like their healthcare system costs a shitload of money. You have to have insurance. If you don't have insurance, you have to pay, and that's kind of mad, to be honest. Like imagine you getting really ill, going to hospital, and the guy's like, nope, you don't have insurance, so this is not covered, and we're gonna need some money off you before we do anything. It just makes you think that they're putting a price on human lives, which we should be thankful that that's not the case in the UK. So I know it's bad times, especially with everything going around, but it's times like this where you should find hope in the little things. The way the communities have been brought together, where people help each other. Now, I mean, where I live, you know, we've always had that neighborhood, hi and bye. You see your neighbors going outside to work, you'll say hi. You're coming home, you have a little chat with them outside. But at times like this has brought everyone together. Like people are going out their way asking other people if they need any help, if they need any food, if they need any money. And it just shows that as a community that we're much stronger together rather than alone. So it's many things to take away from this. Many things to take away from this. Hopefully, we can get out this quarantine as soon as possible. It comes to an end, and we can start living our normal lives that we can. The funniest thing is that I love going on Instagram. Like it just makes you see like the creativity of people in a situation like this, the way they can spin it and make it funny, like especially the memes, quotes, like people saying that they're never ever gonna turn down an invite. They're gonna they're gonna go out as much as they can. So that's a really good thing. Well, it's a really fun thing, to be honest. Like if you are feeling down and you have Instagram or even Twitter, just go on the memes. I promise you, go on the memes for like 30 minutes, and they'll just make you laugh. They'll lift your mood up, and that's the best thing. And on top of that, we've got. Well, I was checking it out today. Like we've got, I believe it's John Wicks as well on YouTube. Like he's doing those PE exercises every single day. I mean, the numbers he's getting on them, like 1-2 million hits per exercise that is, and per clip that is taken out. It just shows you that it's really popular out there. Like a lot of people are following it. They want to keep fit. They want to keep healthy, and that's a really good thing as well. And one thing I would say is, like, in this time, like, start eating much healthier. Like me personally, I eat a lot of shit food, like a lot of junk food. Like whenever I'm out, I'm always eating burgers, pizzas, everything. And because of what's happened right now, as you know, like the restaurants are closed and the takeaways are limited as well. And to be honest, I don't even want to go to any takeaways to eat right now. Um, you know, I just don't want to risk anything. So I've been eating at home much more than I normally would, which, to be honest, has had a positive effect. Like I am getting much more healthier, so it's pretty good like that. Um, but hopefully, just keep your hopes up, everybody. This will pass, and when it does pass, we can have the biggest party that we can have. So I'm gonna call it a day for the podcast. I'm gonna cut you off today. I know it's quite a short podcast, but it is my first one. Never done anything like this before. What I would say is have a listen. If you enjoy it, like the video, subscribe, and comment as well. Um, Hopefully, if well, to be honest, I'll try to do as many podcasts as I can. I'll try to keep it one a week. That should be fine. If I can do more, I'll do more. Um, you know, I'm at home doing nothing at all, so we'll see how it goes. And that's it. Thanks for listening, guys, and see you later. Bye.